absolutely everything comes from my passion for music, which I got from my dad. Originally from Albany, New York. My dad was really big into Tom Petty and Cheap Trick. I remember live at Budokan, we'd have like the best concert ever. So I always grew up records, music all the time. So that alone was just really influential without even realizing it. Well, so then I moved to London, and that was just like so incredibly major in terms of my outlook on the world, my outlook on fashion, music, everything was different. On some level, I would always go dance. I'd do a performance on the dance floor, but it was just among other people. So then I was like, I really need to have a special space to do that. So then it all sort of took off from there, and then I got more interested in 70s glam, and there was no 70s glam scene, so that's when I started to do my own party. So I was like, oh, okay, I just have to DJ already, because I was a go-go dancer, and I always knew exactly what I wanted to hear. I never feel part of anything, continuing to this day. I always say I'm actually from the future, and I always believe that. You sound like a complete psycho. When I grew up, even though I was very ostracized and, obviously made fun of, because I shaved my head bald in high school, which is the ultimate, like, to everyone, basically. And so I always sort of lived in this other realm. I'm such a feminist in my attitude, but yes, for some reason, I think it makes it more creative to make a feminine look out of a masculine inspiration instead of just copying a woman. If it strikes a chord, it's usually a bad chord. It's almost always a bad chord, where it's like, oh no, that's like the worst thing to wear. It's like, okay, well then clearly that means I have to wear it. I love in soap operas how you have, like, they're at the pool in a heel. That's like one of my favorite things. Well, this is custom made for me by the costume designer Ray Brown, and he is like the ultimate unsung hero of rock fashion. He started making me costumes, which was just like, oh my god! One of the best looks in rock and roll is, of course, Iggy Pop in his silver leather pants. Iconic. So I've always wanted silver leather pants. The person in the shop was like, do you know how many people have tried those on and they don't fit? And they were waiting for me. My dad had this fringe leather jacket that is actually, because it's so important to me, he will leave it to me in his will. There's a garment that will be left in a will. That couldn't be more appropriate. All music that I like, what happens to me when I love it is that I have a vision. It allows me to almost have a movie in my head. So I don't even own a TV because what's going on in here is so much better than anything else. I love imperfection, and I think imperfection makes it's just the most appealing thing in the world. During my performance, the process is just as important as the product. It's like the blend between DJing and go-go dancing. So I'm choosing the music and I'm dancing. What I want to get across to the audience is me having a genuine experience on stage. I just want people to have that freedom to think, I can do that too. I don't want it to be something spectacular. I mean, at some level, I want it to be visually spectacular, but I want to break the mold of what is performance. So it's like, I have to constantly remind myself that the specifics of the performance don't matter. Don't get caught up on the details, because if I'm not here with the performance, then I'm not doing it. When I get really obsessive about things being a particular way, I remember, no, actually, the things that go wrong are the things and a little bit off are the things that I really like. If everything's the same, nothing's special. I guess that's the